Hey guys, we are live here. This is Zach Ginn with Rick. This is probably the first time we've gone live together, so this is a really exciting thing, a really special moment here for Flip with Rick. So really excited just to share some things with you about the rapid offer system. So I don't think I had a chance to talk to you guys on YouTube before, but huge thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. So yeah, let's talk about the rapid offer system. So Rick, what's the rapid offer system?
What's the rapid offer system? So once again, my name's Rick Ginn. I'm Zach's father. And those of you who know me in the past know I like to do specialty marketing products. And so anyone who has tried direct mail really over the last probably 2-3 years has seen what I call really dismal results. And the main problem with that is everybody tries the exact same thing. So for about almost 3 years, I put it on set it and forget it. So if you think back, I did the handwritten postcard. That was back in 2013, 14, and I had phenomenal success with that. So after actually sitting down with Zach and everybody I work with, I said, let's just go back to the drawing board on direct mail because what we're doing is not working. So at the time, I think we were doing the, what was it?
We buy houses cash.
We buy houses cash, the Google Street Card, and the occasional, urgent notice. And our results got so dismal. And so what we decided to do is, hey, I said, Zach, let's dig in the database and see what the top responses from sellers were. And it was a resounding 2 answers. You know what they were? It was, take me off your damn list. And we can't do anything about that except take them off the list. And number 2 was, hey, you're a cash buyer. What is your offer? And I said, you know what? If everybody's sending all the exact same postcards, let's send the sellers exactly what they want. So I said, what if we could create an offer right on a postcard instead of waiting until we meet with the customer and doing a follow-up? And that was the idea. That was the idea. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The execution was the hardest part. And so you guys know that you have an idea. There is no shortage of ideas in the field of marketing, especially in real estate wholesaling. So what we had to do is go out and test the theory. And so we had this idea. We're going to give everybody an offer on the postcard. Didn't know how much to offer, didn't know how we were going to pull the offers, and we just thought it'd be very different, and it would change kind of it would have a little bit more of a shock and awe with the customers and give us a better response rate. So that was the initial way we started in ROS, and I think Zach's been fortunate enough to go along with this journey to me. So we decided to do the initial mailers, and we came up with what we thought was going to be a reasonable offer, and we threw them out there. Now keep in mind, at the time we were scraping off like Zillow, we were doing all sorts of real estate.
Back it up. He decided, let's give an offer literally on the postcard. Like, why are we being the middleman here with these offers on postcards? It's like, hey, we buy houses cash.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? And we realized here's the biggest issue that I kind of told him. It's like, hey, Dad, there's every motivated seller gets 6 postcards every single week, and I just hope and pray that that motivated seller decides, hey, this postcard is the prettiest of the day. I'll give him a call out of all the 6. Or usually what happens is the motivated seller, they'll call all 6, try to get the highest bidder, and that's who they go with. And it's a complete mess. You're playing roulette with your motivated sellers, and you don't want to be doing that with your direct mail. You're spending thousands of dollars on it. So I decided, he said it to him, like, what are we going to do? And he came up with the idea to put an offer literally on the postcard. So take it away. Explain it. When you figured out, hey, we should put an offer on the postcard, try to go from there, because I think we went a little too fast on that one. What happened when we initially tried to get it done?
Are you talking about the mechanics of actually doing it?
were they using the Zillow, scraping all that?
So we actually had to, so obviously I don't know the values. I just have a list. So you work so hard to pull this beautiful motivated sellers list of what we think it is. And I could do an entire hour on the list, but let's focus on the postcard here. So the question is, A, is how much do we offer? And B, how do I get these values? So I don't know about you. I mail a lot. So, 10,000 pieces is not uncommon for me and I'm in a smaller market. So the question is, how do you pull 10,000 values without driving your stuff up nuts? So I think initially we started with like a VA, scraping sites like Zillow, which I guess was like the Zestimate, Realtor.com, Trulio was one of the ones we used, and we found that the values were all over the board. So we did our first mailing. I think it took almost 52 days to put the whole thing together. Now I didn't do 10,000 on the first one. I wanted to test it out. I think we did 3,000 or 4,000 on the first mailer. It literally took almost 2 months to put this together. I said, there's no way we could keep this space. We're going to drive ourselves nuts. Let's throw it out there and see what kind of data we get back. So we made an offer, and I got to be honest with you, the phone didn't ring. It was kind of like crickets, wasn't it?
You decided to put what? Yours like 50 cents on the dollar?
So I came up with what I thought was a calculation, and I learned a valuable lesson is you've got to make the offer enticing enough for them to reach out to you. So what we initially, our first mailing, which pretty much say was a bomb, right?
Complete bomb.
Okay. So I want you guys to understand, direct mail, consistency rules. If you consistently do it, in my opinion, even a bad mail piece will get you deals. But you still have to have a reason for your sellers to contact you. So we went back to the board, we dialed in and found some more advanced ways to pull the data a little bit more efficiently. But I learned if you offer way too low of an offer, you will get some low-hanging fruit. But for the most part, is the whole goal of any type of mailer is what? It is to engage the sellers to have a shot at buying your property. So I want you to understand, whenever you do direct mail, your goal should be engagement from your prospects. Because remember, they're a prospect. The idea is if they call you, they've engaged you, you have a shot. In the perfect world, we all want to offer 50 cents on the dollar and just line up with 10 or 15 deals. The reality of that is just not going to happen. So instead of offering, 50, 60 cents on the dollar, we decided to reverse engineer it. And it was simply like this. If a motivated seller is going to call you and they have issues with the house, which is what we want, they're going to immediately discount a realtor's fee, which is what, 6%? 6%. You figure closing, I don't know, 2.5%, and just figure 1 or 2% negotiation. So right off that bat, that puts you at, they're all expecting a minimum of a 10% discount, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
For cash.
So if you offered them 90 cents on the dollar, think about this, guys. They're probably going to call you off the hook because you're basically like a cash offer without any of the expenses. The reality is, I don't want anybody watching this to buy anything 90 cents on the dollar. You're going to get killed.
They want motivated sellers want one thing. They want retail price with cash terms, and it just doesn't work like that. They just want the most possible, just without any of the headache of going through a realtor. And us investors, we don't do that.
Correct. So we took that same strategy, a much more advanced approach. We decided to stick to one value system to keep them steady across the board. And we sent out a much more aggressive offer on the ROI. So this one only took like 35 days to put together. We did more mailers. And guess what? I mean, the phone rang off the hook. It was unbelievable the amount of phone calls we got. The problem is we made our offer way too high, and we got all those tire kickers. You guys know what I'm talking about. The people that they just want to suck your time dry. They want you to buy your house with no realtor commissions, no headache, and not to look at it. And it was frustrating. So here we are, I don't know, $6,000, $7,000 in the mailer. And I went back to Zach. I'm like, what do you think? He says that the idea works. We just have to keep experimenting with the data.
It's like Goldilocks. It's like you got to find something that's not too small of an offer, but not too high. You got to get right in the middle where you will get calls, but also when you get those calls aren't tire kickers. Those calls are actual motivated sellers. There's a perfect in between there, and that's kind of what we were trying to develop.
So fast forward, we go on to a third set of mailers. We kind of dialed our process in, and at this point, it's still manual, like semi-automatic. And we found we didn't go super low, we didn't go super high. And we said, listen, the whole point of the postcard is just to engage the sellers, because we are highly confident if we get a seller on the phone, we have a high probability of taking the deal down if there's any type of motivation on there. So we stopped worrying so much about how much we were going to offer them. We took the data, and fast forward 6 months ahead of time, we have now collected, I've probably done over $100,000 in rapid offer system mailers, over 10 different markets.
Way over that.
Yeah, over the entire United States. And we kind of figured out the secret sauce to entice sellers to call you, but leave enough room in it to have a conversation to get a really good real estate investment deal. So on the third set of mailers, I didn't get as many phone calls as I want, but we actually got 2 leads. And when Zach got the 2 leads, I remember I was so excited. They were so excited that somebody actually gave them an offer. And I remember Zach was getting ready to go on the appointment. And I said, listen, Zach, I want to come in the car. I was like an excited school kid. I wanted to interrogate the seller, see why they called us. And, you know, Zach wasn't crazy about it, but I did it because that's how I operate. And they said, I said, Mr. Smith, you know, why did you go with us? He says, I'm going to be honest with you. He goes, you're the only person that actually gave me an offer. Everybody else talks. They're we buy houses cash guys. You actually did it. Now, the man had 10 other postcards in his hand.
We're in Florida, extremely competitive.
And he said, I've never seen a postcard like yours.
Well, can we show him the postcard while you're talking?
Yeah.
I actually got it on the screen here.
Okay.
Keep talking about.
So the idea was, listen, direct mail is nothing new. To be honest with you, it's now a legal channel to market people. I love RVM. I love SMS. I love cold calling. I love all that stuff. But a lot of the disruptive marketing is going to be legislated out because people are complaining.
What do you mean by disruptive marketing?
Disruptive market is like any time where you get a unsolicited, unsolicited solicitation to sell your house.
Calling,
so
SMS.
you get a call while you're at the dinner table, you get a text on your phone there, and people are, listen, it works. Like, we use it, but like RVM in the state of Florida, we can't do it anymore. And I had letters sent to me saying I had to stop at my business or they were going to go after me. So RVM's out. SMS is getting tighter and tighter. If you guys do anything with SMS, you know that there's, what he knows, there's protocols where you have to do opt-outs, and it's becoming less and less personable. And then cold calling with the DNC. I tell you, man, you get a hold of the wrong person sometimes. They can make.
Well, I'm going to say this up front. SMS is still my second biggest way to find deals. ROS has been number 1 for a very long time, but I'm telling you right now, SMS is still amazing. So we're not knocking SMS, but the way we do our business is we do multiple marketing channels, because if one marketing channel dries up, let's say, God forbid, SMS, then I'll have to get a new one, because if you're one income stream away, your business is done.
And guys, I've been doing this since 2003. Here's a great little tip for you. What am I going on? Like, I'm approaching 18 years. I've never stopped doing direct mail, even in 2020. You guys, I want you to understand, I've never stopped doing direct mail. if you can consistently do direct mail with the right list, it works very well. Get a piece like ROS, it will really allow you to stand out in your market. I gotta be honest with you, it's been a godsend for like what we do in our business. It's unique. Very, very few people have seen it. And what I'm trying to sum up to you is it's okay to duplicate someone's system. I highly recommend everybody go out and get a mentor, a coach. You can work with Flip, with Rick, or whoever you choose to. But at some point, you do have to take some risks in any type of marketing, even outside of real estate, to see if you can stand out in the crowd. Because if we all do the exact same thing, we're just as guilty of it. Now, when it comes to SMS, other than like the context of your text, we all pretty much have the same data and the phone numbers. So the idea is just kind of make yourself stand out a little bit. And plus, we do it. You can do it in a letter format. We do it in a postcard. It's relatively cheap. And I love it. The other thing about direct mail, for those of you guys that have regular jobs and busy, and when I started in real estate investing, that's what I did. It's really nice because people reach out to you. It's a different world. You got to respond to people quicker. But that is the great part about direct mail. It's not as on demand. Now, is it slower and clunkier? Yes, but it absolutely works. And so we've kind of dialed in. I've been doing this almost a year and a half now. Even through the whole COVID thing, we've done it. And we stand out like a sore thumb. So yes, I'm allowing you to duplicate what I do, but here's the difference. Nobody else really has this right now. So
Can you explain the postcard?
Yeah.
Everyone sees on the screen.
Okay.
So, right. Or is it there? It's a little easier than this. So we got the physical postcard in our hands here. So basically the way it works here is you got the physical postcard. It got my company logo here. On the back, it's got the cash offer, but you can see it up here a little better. So if you want to explain it a little, I mean, it's not complicated. This thing ain't rocket science, but the rocket science is in creating the actual offer.
Correct. So sometimes you don't overthink this. So in my opinion, the handwritten portion of direct mail is done to death. I think everybody would agree to that. And I created a little bit of that mess because I was the first guy to come up with a handwritten postcard and do it all in one shot. So everybody kind of knows it's not handwritten anymore. So the reason we went with white is just because it's clean and we tested out.
You can get your own. Like Open Letters letting you customize whatever
you can pick
want.
Whatever color you want. You want to do it in pink, you want to do it in green. We just felt white was clean.
We did flip with Rick gang green once. We got a deal from it, but it was like we ordered way too many. We barely made our money on that one. So that was the first one we actually, it was like a gang green.
Yeah, so it's just a simple, I don't even know what kind of font it is. You have a couple choices of font.
I think it's
Trenton is just to keep it a simple, legible typeset font. And if you look at the postcard, there's really not a whole lot there. The secret is in the cash offer that's underlined on it. And the idea is you really want less on your marketing piece, especially your postcard. If you put too much on a postcard, there's no reason for them to call you to find out what you're all about. So if you put in like 19 bullets on a postcard, there's no reason for them to call you, in my opinion. And keep in mind, that's 18 years of doing every type of postcard mailer that you could possibly do. So on the front, it's just simple. The phone number, your cash offer.
Yep. It says call to discuss your cash offer. And then it's got the company logo there with my phone number. Big one says see offer on the back. I can show you a little later in here. And then on the back, you can clearly see it here. What I sort of wanted to talk about is, I mean, it seems complicated. Everyone's going to ask a million questions. And trust me, ask your questions below. We will answer all of them. But let me show you how easy it is. So if you actually go to the rapidoffersystem.com, now don't leave this right now, but just write it down. www, make sure you got www in .rapidoffersystem.com. It'll show you a quick video. We got some case studies of actual seller recordings. I actually have recordings of me going on appointments with these type of sellers. And let's do a quick role playing real quick. I'm going to show you exactly what these sellers happen. So this is what happens. They see this postcard in the mail. Probably got 5 other ones. They read it. Think of the average motivated seller, maybe someone working at a machine factory or something, and they're blue collar, but they're not they're not like in finance or real estate all day, so they don't really understand real estate, but they understand their craft well. That's a lot of our motivated sellers. So they get this postcard, they see they want to sell properties for cash. They want to get rid of their house. They read it, see offer, cash offer. Looks like Zach in here is offering me, $19,500 for my house. Now it could be worth $20,000. It could be worth $30,000, depending on how you make your offer. But they see it, they think, okay, all cash, no games, closing costs paid, no commissions, sell as is, no repairs, and close as soon as possible on the day of my choice. And this is my cash offer. And this is what happens when they call me. Literally, ready? Call, boom, beep, 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 beep. Now I'm getting double the response rate of every other guy in my actual market. And I'll share a little further about what happened when we actually tested it with other big real estate coaches. And we actually went into like 7 more states. But basically what happens when they call you, say, hey, this is John. Is this Zach in? Yeah, this is Zach. How's it going? Hey, I saw your postcard. I actually would need to sell my property. I'm actually moving. You offered me $100,000 for my property as is. I mean, it looks good to go. Like, what's next? Like, I got to get rid of, I want to sell my property. Cash, I'm good to go. Set the appointment and you go from there. Now, there's some strategies there. If you go to www.rapidoffersystem.com, here's the biggest question. You probably know what's the most asked question about this when they get scared that your offer, let's say we offer them $100,000 and we know a cash offer will pay 90 for it. What's the situation there?
The seller wants 100,000?
What for a wholesaler, what's their biggest concern with you? They're like,
oh, so there's 2 things, okay? Number one, the secret in this postcard all comes down to the offer. You know why? It's so personable. Have you ever met a seller, like every now and then there's some little old ladies or little old men that don't know what their house is worth, but everybody has a number in their head. Now, rarely are we going to hit it exactly every time, but it brings the conversation very personal. Like you already have the number. You actually got the white elephant out of the way. And so instead of being, hey, how much will you offer me for your house? Every investor goes, well, let me ask you a few questions here and get through it. And a lot of people like, dude, just give me a number. I'm sick of I don't want to go through your whole speech.
Is it a 3-2? Why do you need to sell it? What's the condition? Oh, I can't give you an offer. I'm going to look at comparables at they hate it. But for a wholesaler, their biggest issue also is, Zach, if the thing is worth $100,000 and you offer $90,000, I'm not buying this postcard. Like, that's stupid. I'm never going to make any money. Why am I going to give offers 90 cents on the dollar?
So the thing is, here's the secret. It doesn't matter what you offer.
Say that again.
It doesn't matter what you offer on the postcard. The point of the postcard is to get your prospects to engage you. That's it. That's where it stops.
That's 95%.
I'm done with the postcard. The seller's on the phone. Now you do what you're trained to do.
Getting the seller on the phone is 95% of the battle in wholesaling and in real estate marketing. Would you agree to that?
Correct. So a lot of sellers, so even in the beginning, Zach used to say, you're kind of pegging me in a corner if we're offering them, say we're offering them $100,000 in this house. What if I have to pay them 50 or 60? I'm like, who cares? They called you. So when they call you, there's a great little, and this was a year of data. There's a little line on there. It's got 2 asterisks. Says
it's very tiny. You see
subject
right there.
to the property condition review. We tried the word inspection. We tried the word closing. A lot of other things. It just basically gives you wiggle room.
But it lets the seller understand there is a little bit of wiggle room too.
Yeah, and the reality is we've had people say, we'll go ahead. He goes, I'm going to go ahead and sell you the house for whatever the $100,000 in. Great. We don't even make it. We don't make it a point of a battle. That point, we're going to just go into our normal qualification process. And remember, my qualification process is roughly going to be the same as yours. You're walking through to see if there's motivation. Do they need to move? Does the house need work? Do they need money now? And we walk through that process. That's the most important part. I never, ever, ever get hung up on price on the first conversation with the customer, because rarely do I ever, like whatever on the postcard, it's very rarely that I pay that. And the reality is, if you have the right lists, say you have code violations, some off-market lists, even high equity lists, these houses are going to have issues. It's the reason they're calling you. Maybe they don't want a realtor going through. If you guys have experienced with COVID, a lot of people don't want people parading through their house. They don't want to get infected. They don't want to be judged. It is the perfect scenario. So the biggest obstacle we get from investors is, you're going to peg me in a corner if I have to offer them. We've had instances where we've offered as much as $250,000 for a house, and we bought it in the low hundreds. So guys, it doesn't matter. There's no perfect system to make an offer. But if you have 10,000 offers to make, we have literally set it up where you click a button, you decide where you want to roughly be at, and you go. Because I don't want you to go through the pain I went through taking 2 months to put out a mailer.
Well, here's the thing. Again, don't go there right now, but www.rapidoffersystem.com. There's actual videos of me talking to sellers on there. Literally in there, I show you how to turn a $100,000 offer into a $40,000 contract. It's not that hard. I got my 10,000 hours in the acquisitions. It took me a little over 4 years to get it, but I'm very good at talking to sellers, and I figured out a way to do it. And that's kind of what we show in those case studies. But the number one thing people are going to ask here is, like, Rick, Zach, like, you guys are humbly, like, you guys are pretty good. Like, you're one of the top wholesalers in your market in the Treasure Coast here. How is that going to work for me? And I knew people were going to doubt that. So there's only one thing I could do. I had to cross state lines and see if it actually is a fluke in my market and if it'll work in other people's markets. So what I did was, personally in our business, we put our money where our mouth was. We started doing more virtual deals at the start of the year because we know with COVID, we could probably lock up more contracts. So we ventured over to North Carolina. We did South Carolina. We went to Tennessee. We went into Michigan. And with our own money, we sent those mailers out. And with those mailers, I was shocked. So at our average market, we're getting almost about 2.4, 2.5% response rate. Networking, you also know anyone in St. Lucie County, if you get 0.9 to 0.8, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with what do we call it?
Response rate?
Response rate. So our average margin on our deal is around $36K for 2020.
In our market, not the virtual one.
Yeah, and the virtual is a little bit lower. But you got to keep in mind, if you did 2 or 3 mailings, just say you spent $1,500, $2,000, you got to send some out. The question is, in a 3-month period, 1 quarter, do you think you can get 1 deal out of it? And I've always answered yes since 2003 to this. And then that's really been the secret to doing these deals. Like, response rates matters, but we've had times where we've got a low volume of calls and we got some of our most highly profitable deals. So you got to be consistent. If you mail one time and you go, I got a low response rate or something, you got to think long term if you're going to do direct mail. I've been doing it for 18 years, guys. It's just, you got to constantly refresh it. You got to keep it updated, and you've got to find ways to master it. The one thing I can tell you, that if you're frustrated with your response rate and you have a proven mail piece like Rapid Offer System, 9 times out of 10, I would point you back to your lists. You've got to get better lists, because today with list stacking and all the tools we use, PropStream, all the special data companies, there's no reason why you can't dial your list up. Yes, is it harder to get offline lists? Absolutely. The good news is it's harder for everybody else. So as I teach in probates, if it's hard, do it, because your competition's not going to do it. The other thing I'm going to bring up here is, well, Rick, it's just me and like my wife to do this. Well, guess what? You're looking at a family-run business. I run very lean operations. I want to have more time in my life to do whatever I want to do. I've had offices over the 18 years. I just wrapped up a massive 5-year lease program. I'm committed to do everything virtually. Obviously, with COVID, it's made it even more and more important. So if it's like you and your wife, or it's just you handle the leads, this is even a more valuable system. And I'll tell you what, if you have acquisitions people like I do, and I got Zach that runs that for me, we dial this program up so we can provide as many leads as possible. So the beauty of the ROS system is we set it to where if you want to keep the offers conservative and you don't have a lot of time and you're a one-man army, you can set the system up to how much of a lead flow you want. Or if you have a couple guys and gals working for you and you really got to ramp up your leads, we're going to push you to offer more so you get more seller engagement. In my opinion, the more seller engagement you get, the more deals you're going to get.
Well, here's one really important part. I don't think a lot of people understand this is we can give you a Lamborghini. It can be the fastest car in the world. But if you put diesel gas in that thing, it ain't going to run. So I can literally give you this absolutely for free, this special offer, like the cash offer postcard. But if you just give a stupid list that's like absolutely terrible,
yeah,
you're going to say, Zach, the postcard sucks. The response rate is terrible. It's Lamborghini. You give me a faulty one.
Nine times out of 10, when people are frustrated with their direct mail, it usually has to do with the list selection they did, the criteria, and then lack of consistency.
Yep.
So you show me anyone who has a bad response rate, and if you let me dial into those two pieces, I guarantee I can point the problem to that. Because I did an experiment long time ago. I think it was 2010. I sent out the crappiest mailer you could do to humankind. It says, sell me your house today. Get rid of that piece of junk garbage. And I think I sent out 4,000 mail pieces. And by the way, it was so insulting. I got 2 deals from it in 2010, and it was the worst postcard I've ever seen in my life. You know why? Because back then I was doing all the leads myself. I only wanted like low-hanging fruit, and I got it. So you can play around with direct mail based on like your personal needs. So with this system, if you're running a small lean team, which is everything I recommend and teach, because it gives you the ultimate freedom and it allows you to make the most use of your time and your money, it's great. If you have a team, then I have a vehicle to ramp up and basically supercharge like your lead system. Nobody else is doing this in your market, I can almost guarantee you. You go, Rick, hey, are you going to saturate this? We've built this in where it's going to be very hard to saturate it. So we've paired up with open letter marketing to do the printing.
Well, here's the thing. So we did pair up with open letter marketing for this printing. I mean, obviously because they're the best direct mail company out there. They can handle the best, and honestly, they got the best customer service. That's the truth. You got a problem with them, they'll go through. But here's the problem. Everyone's going to ask, like, hey, Zach, hey, Rick, what are your results? Because like I've said before, everyone's going to say, oh, what happened back then? Your market might be cool. Maybe you're just so good, Zach, that's why this thing's working. So I decided I'm going to hand this off in a beta to other real estate investors around the country, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is again. So I teamed up with I would say in the whole country, he is probably top 6, and he does tens of thousands of postcards. You'll know if you say it, but you'll hear it later. He literally mailed it out. My average one was 2.5% was my response rate virtually, and about still the 2.4. So it was really amazing. And I thought, hey, I'm hitting the peak there, right? This guy was in the Midwest, where the market there is extremely, I hate to say easy. He mailed it out there. His first mailing, he told me the first week, he's like, Zach, I didn't really get any calls. Like, I don't think this is working. And then the floodgate happened because he did on Memorial Day, which kind of backed up the mail. Ended up after that mailing, he got 5 deals from his first mailing. He usually gets 2, and his response rate was 3.87%. I'm not lying here. There's the actual numbers. I can give them to you. 3.87% response rate in the Midwest in a really easy market. I'm just saying that. And he'll be sharing more about that later. not in today's video. I started sharing it with our Flip with Rick University students, and they've done very well. We've got more people in on it, testing it out, and we kind of hit the point where we had people going in 10 states actually doing the rapid offer system mailings, and we were having great success. So after 10, we decided we were ready to take this thing public.
Yeah, and with COVID and a lot of the changes, we spent more and more time testing. So any of you guys who bought products from me before know I take this stuff out in the market for years before I ever put it out there. So the idea is if you can follow along with what I do and get success off of it, then that's all I want to accomplish with it. This, in my opinion, it's very, very different. So if you guys, anybody use handwritten postcard, it sets you apart. This is the same idea. And since we've paired up with open letter marketing, we have the ability to adjust ad copies, do updates. If somebody has a recommendation, you know, myself, Zach, or anyone, we're open to hearing about it. And keep in mind also, you can, I don't know how deep you want to go in this, but there's a lot of potential with rapid offer system to use. If those of you that are looking
We'll talk about it a little later today.
Okay.
We'll make the reveal. We're revealing everything. I decided let's just kind of spill our guts on rapid offer system in this video today because it's live. You guys can ask literally all of your questions about this. And I really want to give everything I can because I can't really sit down for hours at a time answering people's questions. But what I wanted to do now is we kind of shared a lot of the stuff, like, you know, our story on it, but what is it? So let me share a couple things. So right now, this is kind of weird. This seems like I'm announcing something in like a month or two, but like it's live, like we're live. So if you literally go to www.rapidoffersystem.com/postcard, it will bring you right here. It will bring you to open letter marketing. Now it will bring you to the product page, but if you just go to open letter marketing, again, the best customer service, hands down, they're top like direct mail company.
Keep in mind, I've used every mail company out there over the last 18 years. Nobody beats what Justin does. And I do it on a very high volume, regular basis. And he's had all my business for years, and there's a reason for it. And his pricing is competitive, if not the best out there.
Well, it's half a cent cheaper than every single direct mail company out there. And I'm telling you right now, that's with just the regular postcards. They're half a cent cheaper than everyone else. So that's another reason why. But literally go here, new ROS mailer. You can even go to products here. Click new ROS mailer. Ooh, I click products, no big deal. So we'll load her up here. And you go down here to the ROS mailer. You talk about the offer meter too.
Okay.
Click here. And we'll do, I guess, a quick dry run, talk about the actual interface here. Do a mock order. I don't have my credit card on me right now, but we do a free order for someone and go from there. Again, while this is loading up, I get a million questions. Zach, this little shirt, how do you get this? I'm actually going to show you how we're giving these shirts out for free if you stick with me a little more. Real Estate Investor Facts. It's an awesome one. So, but keep going on this one. So this is it. This thing's a thing of beauty right here. Literally, you want to talk about it? Everyone's going to ask real quick, Zach, what's the cost on it? Is it the cost of a regular direct mail piece? This is the cost of it. Now, it's pretty expensive the way we get the data. So, I mean, here's a question for you. Are you just scraping Zillow?
No. So, you guys, I have tried every service out there known to mankind. And the problem with the different services is some of the offers are very conservative. Some are very aggressive. Like those of you that pull up Zillow, I drive me nuts to try to work backwards off those numbers. So I had to reach out and hire a lot of consultants and specialty people to find a company that would help us provide the data. And by the way, the data updates every 24 hours. So when we put it in there, we wanted to find the most consistent information. So the problem with all the services is after a year of trying every service, we found a service we were happy with. And then the next step was to automate it. to where we could, I don't know about you, I don't want to spend hours putting together a direct mail piece order. So for those of you thinking like, oh, Rick, this sounds complicated and stuff, I'm telling you.
Well, here's the problem too. Zillow, trust me, I've tried it. I've spent the last year and a half. I'm a little better tech oriented than maybe Rick, but
very low tech.
But he's more creative than me. I'm literally analytical. I looked up everywhere. How can I just pull Zillow and just go from there? Because it'd be easy. Zillow, they're smarter than me. I figured that one out. They only let you pull 1,000 of them at a time, and you have to learn code to get it through it.
It's painful.
It's painful, but 1,000's the most. They'll ban you if you get more than 1,000. And most people don't mail 1,000 postcards a month, a little more.
So the bottom line with this is it's going to be a few more pennies than your average, just dry cut postcard, but it's because we're getting the data on a daily basis, and you need to have that. And so that extra few pennies is so worth it to stand out in front of your customers and you being the only person to give an offer to them.
100% there. So those are the pricings. Is a little more. Is there a reason why it's a little cost more than the average, just the regular We Buy Houses mailer?
Because it's a very unique mail piece. Number two, I've spent over $100,000 myself developing this. And the most important piece on that is we've gotten data.
It costs money to calculate every offer.
We got data back from sellers, multiple year and a half of mailings. And I'm telling you, I've created this product so you can't go in and screw it up yourself. I know a lot of you want to go over there and analyze what you want to offer everyone. I told you right now, if you just stick to the game plan I teach you, I promise you, you will get results. If you try to figure this out on your own, you're going to have to go through 6 months of constantly testing what to offer people. And that's the beauty of what I'm offering.
Well, here's the thing too. Here's a question. This is a very important one. How much is it going to cost? Now it's probably what, like $600 for someone to have access to order this today? How much is it to actually go to Open Letter, get access to these templates?
It's free.
It's free. You guys hear that? We're making this free. Seriously, you can literally go right now and order it absolutely for free. Spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is literally my biggest secret, our biggest secret in our business. For a lot of people that were testing this out, it was their secret right now. I gave out the secret of why we're getting over 3% response rates in some markets. It's with this ROS postcard. So we're actually absolutely giving this for free.
So can I give my pitch here or no?
About what?
Just talking about ROS and how to use it correctly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can talk about this too.
So guys, yes, you can go to Open Letter Marketing right now, and you can use the rapid offer system, and there's no. Well, hold on. Before we go there, can we just show them this really quick, and we can kind of go in the end of. You got to answer questions too.
We do have to answer some questions. At the end there, we'll actually show, because you're getting into how people get a shirt. But let's talk about this really quick. Let's show this side. So really quickly, if you go here, I mean, literally the ROS is the only way to instantly give a customized cash offer. It's got proprietary information. It'll help you out with everything. The way it works also, I don't think you included this. You can also do letters. So literally, here's a quick secret for you. If you went on like 100 appointments and you literally did this, if you went here, uploaded, I think there's a 200 minimum. So if you had 200 like dead leads in your Podio and they're stuck on price, if you literally gave them an offer on here, you can probably get something in the mail back. You can send that to them. They'll probably call you and say, hey, I'll take that actual contract you sent. But mostly it's the postcards that we've been doing, but the letters actually work really well. So before you get ahead of yourself there, I think that the biggest question, because I'm trying to answer them before we get them, is how do I individually choose how to get this customized offer?
So we've created a proprietary piece of software. It's a tool within the system. It's called the Offer Meter.
So let me pull it up here.
So the idea of the offer meter, guys, is so you don't sit there and overanalyze this to death. It is a marketing piece. It is not what you're going to finally pay for the
here, let me pull it up. So if you go here and you actually say, hey, I'm going to buy this thing. Cool. We're going to choose Postcard, first class, next step. Now we're into it. Now we're choosing what the offer is. So,
okay. So some of you are saying, well, Rick, why aren't you just telling me what percentage of the value I'm offering? You know why? Because you're going to analyze it to death. I'm telling you, we have simple numbers. Pull up the numbers. You got it right there?
Yeah, we got the offer meter pulled up.
Okay. So, I mean, you go through numbers 1 through 4. You know why? Because that's what the data points to. And if I let you go wild trying to customize your offer, you guys are going to spend days, if not weeks, trying to order. The goal is go in here, get an order, get your proof, get your phone number, your company logo on there, and get the mail out so you can start handling phone leads. Do not do what I do. I mean, it was taking us months to put this stuff together. And we've created the ability is you can adjust. So when you send out your first mailer, and say you put it on offer meter number 2, which most people wind up in like 2 or 3.
1 through 4.
One's a low ball offer for very low hanging fruit, and number 4 is going to be more of a creative financing or like a realtor side, which none of us do. On the investor side, is you can adjust it. So if you didn't get enough phone calls or like it didn't work out for you, then just switch it up to number 3, and you'll probably stick with number 3 going forward. And I believe this allows you can memorize what your setting is, or
well, here's the thing: you can't mess up giving the offer. So it's Zach proof, really. So it's done proof.
So the idea is simplify it as much as possible. This is not the part where you're going to go in and try to figure out your maximum allowed. What do they call it? The MAO. Okay, no mayo here. Okay, just get an offer out there that stimulates your prospects to call you and engage, and then go through your qualification process. It's that simple. I've literally thought out every which way. If I was going to take a brand new beginner and they want to use this postcard, I'm telling them exactly how to use it. Those of you that are more advanced and you know how to close deals and you really have good market data, you will absolutely crush it with this piece. Like I've partnered up with a lot of investors, and they're blown away with the results that we get with them.
2 to 3 is what we actually recommend for it. 1's low ball, 4 is aggressive. 3, I would say, is for a competitive market. 2 is if you're in like some crazy place, you're Independence, Kansas, or something like that. Like 2,000 people in there, and you're just destroying it. 2 is probably better. If you're in a competitive market, kind of like where I'm at, I put it at a 3. You're in Phoenix, Arizona, 3. 4 is really for something crazy as a wholesaler.
And by the way, you get a proof back on your from Open Letter, and it will let you see where your values come in. So you still have complete control where you get 10.
So you'll get an Excel list. I don't have it on me right now, but it'll give you an Excel list 1 through 4. So on column 1, it will give you 10 offers at 1, 10 on 2, 10 on 3, and 10 on 4. And then you can choose after you pay for the postcard which one you actually want to go to.
So it's like you have flexibility. So for those of you that are in it yourself, you're on limited time, and you want to do like low-hanging fruits and try to only take the most qualified, you can do it that way. It's not the best way, but I've done it that way when I was a one-man army. And for those of you that have people on your team, you just want to load up on leads, I would be on the more aggressive side, because if you have confidence in your own sales ability and the people that work for you, then why not give them a shot at every deal? And by the way, for those of you that sub out realtor leads for listings, this is a great one too, because you can just pass it off to the realtor for the stuff that doesn't qualify for you.
Yeah. So before we go to the next part here, again, guys, if you want this shirt for free, I'm going to show you how to do it. But let's go up here. Let's answer some questions.
Okay. Go ahead, shoot.
So let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Sergio, what's up? Thank you for everything. Great content. Another Guru Fluff. Thank you. Your dad is a genius? Oh, okay.
I've been doing this 18 years. So you watch all these people like come and go. If they were so good at real estate, why wouldn't they just keep doing it? It doesn't make sense to me. I'll always do it.
So Charlie asked an interesting question here. He said he bought the priority probate system, thank you, and the handwritten postcard system. Again, handwritten postcard system, I'm saying this right now, it is the #1 used direct mail piece probably in history of wholesaling. A lot of people use it. They kind of use the template in their own business and they've kind of sold it off. But Rick's the one who created that, and he's using that back into the ROS.
I gave it away, but it was.
Well, you're giving this one away too.
That's true.
So system for years back, good stuff. I'm interested in this for sure. Do you explain how the offer is calculated again with the offer meter? Yes. You said you partner with Yellow Letter HQ. We do not partner with Yellow Letter HQ. Especially in the title here, it's open letter marketing. Do we run our list through the formula and send them the list for them to mail? What is the cost per mail? Again, we kind of shared that more and more going on. The cost per mail is actually on there. And the formula, again, is for the offer meter.
Yeah, and the more mail pieces you do, the more economies of scale you'll get.
So Rye says, what's up? What's up? Saw us in the Facebook group. This is smart. Thank you so much. Ryan's got a question for you.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Do you offer 90% air review on the postcard to get them a call, or is it more detailed than that? It's actually simpler than that, Ryan. And the offer meters number 2 and 3 is my $100,000 of direct mail expense, finding out what that secret sauce number is. And I would not go away from it. So 90% will obviously get you a ton of tire kickers. So it's going to be lower than that. But if you I stick to between like 2 and 3 on the offer meter. So the reason I don't give out the number, because I don't want people analyzing it, because remember, it's just a starting point. So if you have the right list, it'll work. So Ryan goes way back.
All right, awesome. We got Jake over here. Answering these questions, I gotta tell someone for the next group here.
So
I'm getting some questions on Instagram.
I'm obsessed with the response rates. Still quite important. So that's right, guys. So we had a mailer. The mailers have this unique piece of like sticking around. People put them on their fridges. They put them in their wallet. We recently had a mailer, and I blame some of it on COVID, but like some strange things. We only got 4 phone calls out of a large piece of mailer. Guess what? It took 2 months to get them done, but we got 2 deals on them. And I think it was pocketing around $80,000. And I only had $3,600 invested in that mail piece. So when we talk about response rate versus getting deals, to me, it's more important on the amount of appointments you get and the amount of contracts you write, and obviously the amount of deals you close. Response rates can be manipulated. If I send out an offer for 99% of the value, the phone's going to ring off the hook. I can tell everybody at a response rate, but I don't want to work for free, and nor do I expect you. So response rate, you track it, but whenever you do direct mail, the 2 big pieces is you have to be consistent, and you have to have something that stands out to engage your prospects.
Yep. Joe, is there a payment plan for the system? It's free to buy the postcard. Rye says, you said that the lists are really important for direct mail. What lists would you suggest? I've already pulled everything for vacant in Cleveland, Ohio, and texted and called. Cleveland, Ohio, what do you think? We know some people over in Cleveland.
Well, it just depends on where you're pulling. If you're pulling from PropStream, if you're just using some of their automated filters, I encourage you to go above and beyond simple data services. Code violations is extremely powerful. Make some phone calls, go by there, get them. I mean, they're hot list. Any type of utility shutoffs, and I'm a huge fan of tax delinquencies. These are all going to have someone that has a trigger that's going to trigger them to sell. There's some sort of motivation. So it's, yes, your high equity list, all that stuff. But guys, remember, if you're pulling that list, he's pulling that list, go find a list that other people are going to struggle to pull and make that part of your rotation. And also, The beauty of ROS is you can take whoever you're texting and calling, and you can put them in that rotation. Some people respond better to direct mail when they do a cold call or a SMS.
It's true. So Daryl asks, does it? I like your thing on there. It's got a cool picture on there. The learning zone, comfort, growth zone. Does it have an automated bulk offer system? Yes, it is. I mean, you upload a CSV.
So we've done up to 16,000 pieces at once. I click one button, I click my offer meter, and it's ready to go. And that's what I love about it. You got to understand, for me to develop this product, I had to figure out how to do it by hand. Then I had to get data. Then I had to automate it, and then I had to figure a way how to scale and bring it to you. That entire process took a year and a half, easily.
Here's the thing. Do you remember? I actually talked to Tyler Flipman a couple weeks ago on the Bag Searches podcast. I asked him, I'm like Ty, what was it like doing SEO in 2005 before anyone else did it? Guys, you're doing the same exact thing here. Can you imagine doing SMS right when it started? You're going to be one of the first guys in direct mail to be doing something like this ever. Now, in 4 years, I can't promise you that you'll get the same results now. If you're one of the early adopters of this, you could reap the rewards for the next year before everyone starts cashing it on. Until the gurus start figuring this one out, some of them have, and some of them are actually using it with us, and we use them for testing. But you guys, be one of the first ones.
I went 4 years on the handwritten postcard. It's the only thing I used. And until it got so saturated down, like everybody kind of knew what was going on. So if you're first to market, you usually get the best bang for it. If you haven't done direct mail before, you just understand consistency. You got to be very consistent, and you're not going to get as instant results as you do on SMS or RVM. You actually have to look at stuff. You still look at it weekly, but you have to look at everything quarterly. Because I've had a direct mail piece wait 3 years to come to my fruition. A monster deal though. So yes, is it old? Is it clunky? Yeah, but guess what? It's perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal. And that's the thing with, yes, SMS is legal. RVM's, it's 50-50 on which state you're in. Guys, open up to it. I know it's not as hip. I'm like, oh my God, I got this 50-year-old guy telling me how to do direct mail. I'm telling you, this kid knows.
Talk to the top real estate investors out there. They're all doing it.
All the big boys secretly, they use direct mail. They just don't share. It's not like super sexy. And so I'm not telling you to spend 10, 20, 30 grand in direct mail, but if you spend somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000 in direct mail, that's a solid list, and we'll get you results.
All right. So I'll show some more stuff here. Let's rapid fire some of these questions real quick. Zach, you said your lists are really important for direct mail. What list do you guys use? I've already pulled every vacant property from PropStream. That's a lot of properties. In my opinion, I would go into high equity next if you're running out. Daryl says, does it formulate bulk discount offers to be mail merged and send out in bulk? Discount. Yeah, the more mail you send, the cheaper that it is per postcard.
Yeah, and the minimum pieces is 200, and I've never had someone hit the maximum yet. So you could do 50,000, 100,000 pieces, but
Open Letter they'll take your money.
Yeah, and for those of you, you should be asking, will this work in virtual marketing? Yeah, but you still got to figure out how to do your virtual marketing. I can help you with the marketing piece, but you still got to have your processes in place to take it down. All
right. Joe asked, I would like that shirt. I'm going to share with you pretty quickly about it. Pretty exclusive shirt. I get a bunch of direct messages every day on Instagram about it. Daryl asked, what data are you referring to? Do you have to pull the list from PropStream, skip trace with batch, and load up with the ROS? You don't need to skip trace for direct mail. You don't need that. That's one of the cheapest. It's a lot cheaper sometimes than SMS to a point if you're not paying anyone. I use PropStream. listrei.com is what I use to do it, but that's just me. Let's see. Daryl, he likes the offer meter. I like it too. Joe says, with the RRS system, do you hold our hand to get us going? I'm a reagent, and it's a really good question. I'll answer that a little later. Mario, thank you for constantly putting out great, transparent information. That's what I give. I love to give information for free. That's what we do. Sergio, can you do something similar to direct mail method, but with SMS or RVMs? That's a really good question, Sergio. Mario, I'm local as well. Do you JV with local wholesalers? Of course I do. I just JV'd the guy. He made $5,000. I made $5,000. I got it through Instagram. There's a YouTube video in there later. I'll share how I did that. But we're getting a lot of deals people send. So if you want to send deals, DM me at Flip with Rick, at Flip with Zach. I'll take it all day. We got buyers everywhere. Daryl, is the best route to phone calls to acquisitions or to Pat Live for pre-screening? You know this one. This is your biggest pet peeve.
Guys, I'm not going to filter this for you. Pat Live sucks. So
it sucks. It's terrible.
I was using them back in 05, 06, and you know what it is there's so many of these companies in real estate, especially investing, is they find the biggest problem and they try to sell you like how they're going to fix it, but the reality is they can't fix it. Pat Live, you know why it's called Pat Live, right? Why? Everybody there is named Pat. So I can't get that vision of the Saturday Night Live character like with Pat. Anyways, they were putting 70% of my customers on hold. So I've tried every answering service known to mankind. It sounds so perfect. They don't work. So they're answering for an insurance company, for a dentist. They're not going to get your printout. It's terrible.
It's better just to get a VA, honestly, sometimes.
So the best to route your phone calls. Who's ever taking your deals down should be getting the phone calls.
Or whoever's name's on it.
Yeah, did you go over like what? So on like these deals, if Zach's name on him, he's the one that's answering it. And so we have another acquisitions person that Zach's in the process of training. So the idea is here's a great tip. If you answer your phone calls, you'll get more deals. Whoever taught the system is let it all go to voicemail and sort it out later. I got away with that when handwritten Postcard in 2013-14. In today's environment, I wouldn't do it. Do we miss phone calls? Yeah, every now and then. But for the most part, if you answer your phone, your percentages will go through the roof.
I don't miss phone calls unless I'm on a live or someone's signing a contract.
So you spend all this money on direct mail. You guys spend all your time training. You research on the internet in groups like this. For God's sakes, answer your phone. It's my biggest pet peeve. If you're too scared to answer the phone, then you need to figure out a better way, because you have to. Real estate, at the end of the day, has nothing to really do with the real estate. It's quantifiable. It's a people person business. You're solving problems.
Awesome. So let's see. Evo said, be creative. That dude is a machine. He's a really smart guy. One of the smartest guys, I think, in real estate in general. You got to get creative. I think we kind of got creative there. Donna came in late. Better late than never. Don't even worry. Daryl asked, great question, Sergio. So let's answer that question for Sergio. Let's kind of get into it. What's going to happen if someone goes to the rapidoffersystem.com? Let's kind of take them through it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Here's the truth. I give 99% of everything I do is absolutely for free. I do have coaching sometimes. I do just because there's one thing. I can create a video and send it out to thousands of you guys, and I'll give it absolutely for free. I will share you every tip and trick in my market. I'll give you everything. I don't care, because when I started, nobody did that for me. When I started out, I was 17. Nobody gave it out. Nobody gives more free content than me. I'm working hard to keep that reins going. But here's the one true thing. The only one thing, what's the most important thing, and what's the most valuable thing generally for a human, for a person?
Air.
And time.
Time.
So the one thing I do have to charge here is time. But let me show you what we got going here. We got some interesting stuff cooking here. But basically, guys, if you go to www.rapidoffersystem.com, I'm sorry it took an hour to get here, but I'm literally going to give you my case studies. We screenshotted deeds. I've shown you for over years. I've been buying properties for cheap and going from there. So you can watch the video if you want. There's you got Rick doing some pretty creative acting, Brad Pitt style. We kind of get a little more into. We actually show some of the deals we've done. Some other people around here. We've really talked about the postcard in general, and then we kind of get into the rapid offer system coaching. So This is your baby. Let's talk a little bit about your baby.
So the bottom line, yes, you can go use it for free. But anyone who's going to use a direct mail, if you're new to it or you've been in the game for a long time, if you can spend time with the person that created, which is really myself and Zach, is I can let you in. I've only shared in this less than an hour we've been together. I probably got 18 years of experience tied up in this thing. So can you do it without me? Yes. But I will tell you, if you want to cut your learning curve literally in half or just skyrocket your confidence in using this product, the most expensive part of direct mail is the cost of the postage, okay? So if you know exactly how to talk to your prospects when they come in, you know how to set your offer meter, you know how to do it, and you're really confident. My goal with this is just to get you one deal in your pocket. It's very, very simple to use with this system. And then once you learn how to get that first deal, you can keep duplicating it over and over. So many people, like, they get a new car. How often do you actually read your instruction manual? Like, I was in shock to find out that little arrow thing on the gas tank tells you which side your gas tank's on. I would have never known that if someone didn't tell me. There's so many little tricks in direct mail, I can't take 5 minutes and show you to you. So what I did is I summarized everything. I created a course to walk you through A to Z on ROS so you can maximize your results. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you got 20 years experience. I guarantee you I can teach you something in this, and I've made it as affordable as I can. It's, as you guys know, I'm very niche driven. So if I teach you about probates or I teach you about doing postcards, I'm going to dive in and show you exactly how to do it.
I can't individually meet with thousands of people of how to actually fine tune this thing perfectly. I can go on a live here and talk about it for an hour, but the problem is it takes an hour individually, basically for every single person to dial them right. So that's the biggest problem we have.
Yeah. So it's, me and him went through the experience of doing this since raw, all the questions we had, all our insecurities about it, and we took the data and we got very confident in what we do. So ROS is one of my main lead sources. It's not my only one, but I'm so confident every mailer I send out of what I'm going to get back in deals. So I created a course that basically answers every question. And one of the parts that we haven't gone over here is you're having a completely different conversation with these sellers. We're putting the why, no longer are they like, how much is your offer? It's out there. We're going straight into qualifications, which actually makes your life easier. If you don't know how to do your qualification process and walk through the typical,
if you don't know the scripts, if you don't know what to say when someone says, hey, Zach, I'll take your $80,000 offer, you need to know exactly what to say. You have to have a script in front of you. That's kind of what this course has in it also.
Yeah, and just a couple key phrases, I can show you how to instantly get a 5 or 10% discount on a house, which is way cheaper than paying any other guru to do this. And we built it in where when you have the questions come up, you have a place to meet with us once a week. It'll be myself, Zach, or somebody on our team, and we'll answer your questions right then and there live.
So let's show what's kind of in it. If you go www.rapidoffersystem.com, you'll see the case studies in here. Also, literally, in this course, we're going to teach you how to pull the perfect list for maximum results, how to perfect your actual offers, your intake ROS phone, like how to intake those calls, how to set the appointments up perfectly with only motivated sellers. I'm going to show you how to convert those $100,000 offers into $40,000 contracts. You're actually going to watch me locking up deals virtually, actually in person. I took my phone. Don't know if I should have done that, but I recorded it, and it's for you guys on there. Literally, watch me do it virtually. Another interesting part in this is interesting. This is kind of your idea too. I showed you how we converted almost a third of our denied offers. The denied offers, when I go to the appointment and say, hey, you know, $100,000, could you do 40? Or could you do 60? And they say, no, I'm at 100. And then they smack the door on me and I have to leave. Knock my head down, but I didn't get the deal. It's happened to you guys. If it didn't happen to you guys, you haven't been on enough appointments. I've showed you how we're almost converting a third of that, of those denied offers, into actual contracts that I make money on. I'm going to show you a little trick on that. If you watch that whole video, I'll show you how I do it. It's actually in the course. It's with the Deal Saver. It's really good. Show you how to create fear of missing out, FOMO, in your follow-up and mailings for ROS. Another secret, kind of a lot of people don't understand. We've been in this almost 2 years now. You can create FOMO in your follow-up and mailings. So
It's really cool how it works.
It's interesting. So when someone gets the next mailing, they're like, oh my gosh, I got to call. Like, because they got 2 of the mailings that we teach all that.
Offer went up, it went down. Remember, we're creating a reason to have the prospects call us. Remember, people's value. Think about your own house. You right now know exactly what your house is worth. You have a great idea. So if you have problems with your house, you know what the issues are going to be selling. So when you get an offer, like, man, this guy is like, he's so far ahead of the curve, I don't have to go through all this other crap with the other guys. And then really, we're just qualifying. This all sounds great in theory. What I'm telling you is I take the time to walk you through my 2 years experience, my $100,000 in mailing fees, and all the deals like we've gone through. We've done so many deals. It's just a regular part of our repertoire. And what would it be worth to spend time with myself and Zach to walk you through it? It's not required, but I'm telling you, for the minimum investment, you would be nuts not to take my information and use it. And remember, not everyone's going to do it. So those that sign up for the ROS coaching program,
the problem.
You're going to have a huge advantage of everybody else.
If you, like, let's say you live in Dallas, Fort Worth right now. I'm telling you right now, I released this thing. I sent all emails out maybe 9 a.m. today. We've gotten a lot of sales, like actually buying the postcards. Unfortunately, probably in the next couple months, there's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in Dallas that are going to be mailing this postcard. Here's the truth. How are you going to be different than those guys too? Because those guys are different than the regular direct mail guys. But how are you going to be different than those 7 other guys? And this is actually show you how to do it.
So we've created a platform for those who take advantage of our coaching. To me, I think it's a phenomenal offer. We're going to make sure you get everything you need, questions answered, ways to contact us and work with us. Those of you that are part of Flip with Rick, if you want to have a bigger discussion, we include this all in the university. But for those of you who just want to dive in, get the direct mail, take advantage of ROS, you can do it without it. But take me up on the coaching part, because it's the best way to learn every ins and out of it. And the return you'll get on it just by getting a better discount and getting the confidence to get through the mail pieces is worth it alone.
Rick's going to kill me here, but I'm going to say this. If you're just starting out in wholesaling, like you've been following me for maybe a month, it's probably not best to get this. This is more of an advanced strategy, someone that's ready to get in this business, maybe part-time to full-time. They're ready to start making 6 figures a year. If you're starting out, the YouTube channel will show you how to make 6 figures a year, and it will help you with that free information. But this is for more the person looking to scale up. You're starting actually want to get a full-time business, and you actually want to start kind of get running on it. I'm telling you right now, if you're starting out, you're 17, and you got $1,000 in your bank account, this is probably not the best one for you. But I'm here to teach everyone how to do everything. But this is more of a time of my time. So this is basically what you get in here. You got about 8, 9 grand worth of stuff. You get the market analysis, the list harvester, the offer meter, ROS conversations,
and guys,
private templates.
Before you show them anymore, I want you to understand, printing companies, for the most part, their job is to print stuff. They have no idea if like the data is going to work. So they'll usually find, like handwritten postcard, I didn't protect a lot of it. I eventually got knocked off by everybody, but it's part of everybody's main staple now.
Well, I'm just going to knock this off. So it's kind of,
I
hope so.
But knocking it off is the ultimate form of flattery. But the problem is they don't have the data to go behind them. So if, I don't know, if somebody from a mail company decides to knock off, they have no idea where to set the offers at, what percentage to even set them, where to set the offer meter, how often to do it, how to deal with the objections. Is there a script? Is this even going to work? They're going to be clueless. Now, if you're spending thousands of dollars on direct mail, you better make sure you have someone backing you up that has confidence in it. With the ROS, we have the confidence, we have the data. As I said, I've spent over 6 figures figuring this out. And this is the only time I've ever seen somebody offers a system that you can duplicate exactly what I do and you get the support along with it. So there's nothing else there like it.
So so how much is it? Is it $9,000 to get this? 9,000?
I mean, honestly, it should be $7-8 grand, just like I say, because it's that much sooner. But I wanted to make it available to everybody.
Well, if I'm given the tools to make 6 figures a year, how much are we going to charge for this?
I mean, it's $997.
Oh my God!
So guys, it's honestly, if look at it this way, if I help you put one more deal in your pipeline, and I know you're making more than $1,000. I mean, we rarely do a deal under 10 grand. It's well worth it. The last thing I want you to do is just buying the product, doing $800 or $1,000 in mailer, and go, oh man, that didn't work after one shot. Sometimes you need to have a bigger plan with direct mail, and that's what we kind of do with the ROS. We look at everything. What he can afford to do and what I can afford to do, we might be in different worlds. I will tell you, when I first did direct mail, I didn't have a lot of money. So I made sure I had the absolute best list on there. So if I only have $500 in direct mail, they were my best offline list that you could humanly do. And by the way, driving for dollars is not a bad list. So if you're going to do this on a minimal budget, you got to drive for dollars, you come up at least 200 addresses. I would try to do like 500. But make sure you got like a really, really good list, and make sure you have some sort of follow-up system. You can follow up with some text, some old school door knocking, stuff like that. Make sure it's legal before you do it in your state. But there's so many ways to make this work. So I wanted to put a system out there where we could give everyone the support. It's not a $5,000 or $10,000 course. Guys, I want you to understand, I've been doing this 18 years. I know what I'm doing. I use this in my business every day. I got tons of these postcards around. We mail them all the time. Why do I do it? It's because they work.
That's it. So I'm gonna show you a little more. I'll show you some other stuff. So hopefully you guys know who we are. Just to review real quick. So we got about 7 sections in here, 28 lessons. Again, one-on-one with us with this every week. So basically, like you can go in here and just kind of see what it's all about. I literally show you everything that we kind of give out. The conversations.
Conversation is probably the most important
flipping
part
the
of it,
script.
because I've spent so much time in the marketing in my 18 years. Zach was able to dive in and really document the conversations. Tell them about the recordings you offer with it too.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling. I already said it. Like
What about a database of pre-recorded conversations?
If you're in the FCC, you're not allowed to buy this thing, because I don't know if they're going to go after me on this one. But I literally press record when talking to these sellers, and it's like looking over my shoulder. Honestly.
So to hear a conversation Zach's having a seller for an ROS postcard will absolutely help prove the concept to you, and it'll help you give you the confidence to have the exact same conversation. And
here's the other thing here. I'm going to say this, and then I'll show you about the shirt after. You guys should keep texting me, Zach, could I text with this? Could I do creative finance with this? If you buy this, there will be a little thing up there to show you what we can do with you in the SMS. Again, you're going to have to buy the system first, but I'll show you how to text with these offers. You can do 100,000 offers on text every single day if you wanted to, using batch, launch control, whatever you want, lead Sherpa. You could literally text these offers too, but you're going to have to be part of the rapid offer system for me actually to show you that. I'll show you actually do creative finance, because
it's a little more advanced training.
But you'll learn it too. But I can't really talk too much into that. But if you buy it, you'll learn. You'll learn a little more about it. So I know. Let's get going. The dog needs to get walked. It's driving me crazy. So guys, if you want a free shirt, there's 2 ways to get a free shirt. This is the paid way. This is the paid way. Yeah, you can rip it off my back. But if you guys want, for the next about 4.5 hours, this is kind of a launch special. Sorry for you guys watching in the past, but maybe I'll do it again, maybe in a month or a week. But if you order this by 11, you'll get a free shirt. I'll show you. I'm not going to get up, but it's Real Estate Investor Facts. Pretty cool shirt.
Include your size, sorry, because
yeah.
And if not, everyone gets a small.
No, this is how you actually get the free shirt. So I didn't tell him about this, but he's gonna kill me for this. But if you do over $1,000 in rapid offer system mailings, Again, this is all free. Like, I'm not charging anything for it. If you do $1,000 worth of ROS mailings, direct message me or message me on Facebook at Flip with Rick, at Flip with Zach, or go to Zach Ginn on Facebook. Direct message me your mailing address and your shirt size, and I will give you a free shirt. What's today? Today is the 13th. If I get it by Monday, after my Dolphins game, I will send you the shirt absolutely for free. Just give me the receipt, and I'll give you a free shirt. So let's wrap it up.
Who's paying for the shipping on that?
I'll pay for it.
Okay. I'll pay for it.
If the Dolphins win, I'll give you 2 shirts.
There you go.
So wrap it up. Kind of let people know why is this important? What should they do next? And what are these people watching? What are they going
to do? If you got out of direct mail and you kind of felt the same way I did, it was just your response rates were down. It was super saturated. It lost its magic. I'm here to tell you, I would definitely get back into it and do it. Those of you who are doing direct mail, I'm not telling you, if you're getting results with what you're doing, I would remind you not to stop it. Like, it's a common sense thing, but there's no reason why you can't build direct mail. You can't build ROS as one of your offer pieces in your direct mail. And if you're curious and want to talk more, we do have the ability to use ROS in an SMS capacity, but you do have to have the ROS coaching to make that work. It's a much more advanced training. And if you just want to get more engagements and more leads, this is a great system. And I've used it for 1.5 years of my business. The results speak for themselves. And I tell you, I always liked handwritten postcard, but I got to tell you, if I did this postcard back against a handwritten, it would crush it hands down, because people get very personable with the value of their real estate. And that's it. You're throwing them out there and nobody else throws it out there. It gives you a head start on everybody else. So if you love real estate investing, I would go ahead and take advantage of the rapid offer system. You guys know I go bend over backwards. I try to offer the product. Now that you guys obviously know Zach in my business, he's probably the best student I've had with it. And he's really going to dial in the actual scripts and the conversations for you for ROS.
So order it, guys. Quick comments, Joe. So ROS is hands-on with you and Dad.
Hands-on.
Yes, sir.
It was a lot of pain, blood, sweat, and tears in that. And those are the products that you want to invest in. I didn't try to figure out how to solve a problem. I actually solved the dang problem. And I want to share it with you because I can only do so many markets. So me giving it to you in another market just gives you a benefit, and it gives me more credibility with the marketing product. So that's why I'm offering it to everybody. And
Daryl says this, I'm going to pop your bubble here, Daryl. I'm sorry. But okay, now give us the wait. There's more discount. Unfortunately, there's not. We're giving this thing out for $9.97. I'm going to be honest with you. We have a number in our head. If this gets over that many sales, we're just doubling the price, and people will pay for it. So I'm telling you right now that the price will go up. That's the truth. So there's no discount to it, unfortunately. We give the postcard for free, but the prices will be increasing.
Yeah, and just so you know, we made an affordable price point, and you're getting weekly hands-on interaction that you can actually reach out to. I believe we have a private Facebook.
Well, this is our discount. Like, there's going to be coaches out here promoting this too.
That's going to be a lot more.
And they got to get their fee from us because $9.97 is our fee. They're going to be adding an extra price on there to pay them. So, like, you get straight from the horse's mouth right here.
Yeah, and remember, I'm giving you $100,000 worth of data in there. That's just the real secret. I could have easily launched this and just do it as I go. I waited 1.5 years before I even got to show you guys the results. And I've done it in a highly competitive South Florida market. And I already know it works across 10 total markets. There's no reason it shouldn't work in your local market, right?
That's it, guys. So I appreciate it. We'll be back Monday for some more videos. I really appreciate it, guys. RapidOfferSystem.com.